Believing is one of the most important aspects of life. You'll adjust your day, you will change your words and actions, all based on what you believe. In wrestling sports, you can dramatically change your performance based on what you believe. But what really goes into believing? Is it just your thoughts? Is it just the stuff that people have shouted into you? Or is it a belief, is what you believe a result of the things you've experienced in your life? In my experience, I've seen that believing is a combination of all these things. When it comes to competing in sport, in my sport particularly, your belief about your ability changes everything about the competition. It changes how you enter the match mentally, and it can change how you react physically. Over the past 5 years, I have improved my performance on the wrestling mat. There's been several reasons that I improved, but again, the main reason was that my belief had changed. There are some factors that went into increasing my belief about myself and my ability. First, I had had the right people saying and speaking positive things into me. It had been so valuable to me to have a positive circle of influence. I had a coach that believed I was the very best. I can remember him telling me numerous times in our workouts that I was the best in the world. Now, the truth of the matter was that I wasn't the guy in the #1 spot, but he believed that I could be eventually. He would point out all the things that I was doing right and would help me adjust the things that I was not doing well. My family would help me keep my head up after disappointments throughout my training. There were days where quitting was definitely in my head, and my family would make sure and help me stay on track by speaking life into me. My family and coach believed in me even when I didn't believe in me. The last thing that really changed the way I thought and believed was the practices and competitions that I had been through. In my practices, I would push myself physically to the point of exhaustion. I would make my practices extremely difficult so that when it came to my matches, when I would get tired and start to feel my muscles hurting, I knew exactly how to respond. I had been tired before, in practice. In the midst of a very physical match, I believed that I could win, and I had been preparing for this exact moment for months. If during my practice sessions I had sloughed off or half-assed it, I would have had a hard time making it through some of those matches. What an advantage to have the belief that you are more prepared mentally and physically than your opponent. Competing regularly has proven to be the most effective tool for me. I can remember my first trip to a tournament that I had won on the senior Greco level. I can remember how excited I was to be the best at that tournament. It didn't come easy, though. That win had qualified me for the World Team Trials. Later in that same year, I had placed in another big tournament and accomplished some goals that I had. Each tournament were different. I was put in many situations that had taught me different lessons. Through competition, I started to feel more confident that I could not only compete at the top level, but I could win at the top level. One memory that sticks out that has affected me to this day was at the weigh-ins at the World Team Trials. As I was waiting in line, I looked around and saw all the big names in wrestling. I saw the guys that I would read about and watch on TV and on my computer, and I was going to be wrestling with the best guys the United States had to offer. At that point, my confidence rose a couple notches. I knew that I had earned my way to the top, and what I started to notice is that what my coach and family, and most importantly what I had believed about myself, really could happen. I was and am still becoming the best. So to wrap this up, it's important that you know that what you believe about yourself and about your situation can change your world.